What's going on, wrestling fans? It is I, Steve Fall. Welcome to the show. On today's edition, I'm talking to a man we recently saw on NXT in the ECW show. It felt like it's Nunzio. How you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for
I
having
am
me.
doing great. And of course, to you as well. It has been such a whirlwind for you this past week because coming up, obviously, you have so many events. We're going to be showcasing you on the weekends, of course. Coming up, Pro Wrestling Magic on November 24th. I'm excited for this. I want to talk about more about that as well. But first, off the top, how in the world did that deal come together with you and Tony D and NXT in the WWE at the ECW arena? Because that was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know how it all came together. I mean, they do the Italian gimmick down there, and they were doing a show at the arena. They were bringing some guys back, and they gave me a call out of the blue, and asked if I was interested in doing it, and I said yeah. They said we're gonna, give Tony a call too, and we have some ideas, and we took it from there, and it just worked out. Perfect timing. Timing's everything, you know. Just went back. It was one and done, but it was a good time, and it was nice to be back. Nice to see the guys. I mean, a couple of the guys I knew, a lot of them, that I know by face because I see them on TV. I watched the show, but it was nice getting to meet some of them, and it was a good time. It was a good time for everybody.
Of course. And with that too is like you and Tony D have such similarity characters as well. So it's like coming together and seeing you on television with Rob Van Dam and Rhino and all the ECW reunion type show. It was amazing to see. And of course, before we get to Pro Wrestling Magic though, there was a spot you got power bombed and you did the cross, and that brought back memories of the time you were power bombed by the Undertaker. And that GIF, that video, I swear is on Twitter every single day. Was that honoring that moment, or do you just do that for fun?
No, the Undertaker night. I did that on my own. It's funny about that, and I've said this in interviews. I think Pat Patterson was actually my biggest fan on that because when I came right through the curtain, I think he was actually could have been my agent for that match too. A lot of times with Taker, you didn't really have an agent, or if you did have one, they really didn't get involved. But I don't know. He watched it. I remember coming through the curtain, and he was going crazy for it. He loved it and stuff like that. And I've always heard good things about it. So somebody brought it up in the locker room, and I thought of it. I didn't think of it. I can't credit myself for the second time around. First time, it just happened when I got up there. It wasn't like I called in a dressing room or something. I just did it. And to this day, I do see it pop around. Believe it or not, I still hear about it. And somebody actually brought that up about that I did that or something, and to do it, and I did it.
Oh man, it brought back so many good
I had
memories. Oh, everyone loved it so much. And 2 weeks ago, I interviewed Tony D'Angelo before the ECW show, and I asked him if you could fight a wrestler from ECW, who would you pick? He picked you, and then it happened. So it was great to see that his wish came true with you. But again,
Yeah, he was
coming
very
up.
that he was one of the guys that I never met before personally. I know him on TV. And yeah, all those guys were great. All of them. They're very respectful and stuff like that. And it was good. It was a real good time, and I wish those guys luck.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully, we see you more on NXT programming more moving forward because with the CW deal and NXT being on a broader horizon, obviously talent like you coming in and rubbing shoulders with new wrestlers who need sometimes some nurturing from veterans like yourself. So that'd be great to see. But coming up, though, November 24th, Pro Wrestling Magic, you'll be in action. Doors open at 1 p.m. So if you're interested in seeing someone who's dressed recently on NXT being at the event, now tell me about Pro Wrestling Magic because, again, this is Thanksgiving week where everyone comes home from college usually and you get all your friends together and you get your family together and you go watch wrestling. Like this is one of those moments. Can you describe what Pro Wrestling Magic is going to be like on November 24th?
Well, I imagine it's going to be good. I know Steve is running some good shows. I did work a couple of them in the past, and he puts his whole heart into it, and he's a great kid. I met him back in 2009 when we were doing the BWO show. No, BWO, the school. He was a student there with Richie Rotten and stuff. And he runs a good promotion, and I think I'm excited about it. I know it's going to be good. And it starts at doors open at 1, but I think it starts at 2, right?
It starts at 3 o'clock, but doors open at 1. So I'm imagining now. A question for you is, if you would know, is will fans be able to meet you before the event?
Yeah, if they're having a yeah, if they're having a meet and greet, I got to talk to them. I didn't, yeah, or intermission or something like that. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be available. I would love to meet people all the time. I just didn't know they were. I didn't know if maybe there's a convention for I didn't know about. But yeah, usually at intermission, we'll be out there and meeting fans, saying hello, taking pictures. It'll be good.
So when you meet fans at these events, what's the first thing they say to you? Like, what's the most common question you get asked by people meeting you at one of these events?
Well, yeah, you get so many questions. A lot of times just how you got involved and stuff like that. Um, I mean, you get a million questions. That surprise I'm still doing it. A lot I get. Yeah, and then I get sometimes good thing for the WWE network because a lot of times I go to these independent shows and there's 10-year-old kids, 11-year-old. I'm at the table, come up and we'll say, "Hey, little Guido, we watch you in ECW." Obviously it's because of the internet and the network and all that stuff because there's no way these kids were even alive, and that's been happening for years through me on the independents where you're always getting these 11, 12-year-old kids that know all about ECW and stuff. So it's like the internet kept and besides the internet, the WWE network and stuff kept that alive and kind of kept all our characters alive. Guys that didn't know who certain people were who were just in ECW and never went anywhere else from there, and but are well known in ECW. People know who they are, and the network keeps it alive. And now we got these young kids to 11, 12, 15, 22 that were not even born yet when we were doing that. That was in 1995, 96, 97, 98, all the way up until 2000. So I, and they asked me a lot of questions. I get a lot of questions about that. So,
Of course.
but just normal stuff. Just nice to meet you and stuff like that.
Because at that ECW show for NXT, there is a very large painting, and ECW and people who usually go to this work the show sign the wall. And I'm guessing your name is on that wall, but people who are signing that wall recently from NXT, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, when were you watching ECW? Because technically, I don't think some of you were even alive, but yet they honor you and they know you and they respect you. Where's your name on that wall, by the way? Is it on the bottom, the top, the middle?
It's about my height. Actually, I think I did a promo when I was in MLW in that building, and with Rodriguez and stuff like that, and I signed it. It's about my height, high about 5, I would say 8-ish up. That just signed it right there in the middle. Yeah, they're all the good. But you know what? Way before that, before a lot of wrestlers just signed it anyway. It's not just ECW. It's all
Okay.
about pro wrestling. So if you go read that, right in the bathroom. If you go read it, you'll see there's a lot of names that guys never worked in ECW. And you know what? It should be like that. It's a monument. All those ladies work very hard and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I bet you they feel privileged that they're able to sign a wall. So I think it's a good thing for everybody to be able to do it, not just ECW.
Of course. There's a video of Roxanne Perez on Cora Jade's shoulders signing up top because it's running out of room.
It is
In the
funny.
middle ground, there is like running out of room.
Every time I go in there, I go read it and look around at the same names, and they're always getting bigger and stuff. And I did that this time, and I went in there because I never know when I'm going to go back to the arena. But I mean, in the past 3 years, I've been there many times with MLW too, and a couple other promotions and stuff. So
And then
see what happens.
in AEW also is going to the Hammerstein Ballroom in Ring of Honor as well. So it's like, why do you feel like, again, 2001 is when ECW closed. Why do you feel like even in today's world, professional wrestling is still feeling the effects of what ECW did to the wrestling business in a positive way?
Yeah. Especially in that building, But even though it's 2001, WWE went there quite a few times when I was in there in like 2005. And then we did another couple reunions. Then I went there and wrestled Briscoe actually for ROH, and that was definitely after I left WWE. So that was in 2009, 2010. And I don't think I probably haven't wrestled back there since for ROH, I would say in 2010.
Wow.
And yeah, the crowd is always electric, just like in Queens at the Elks Lodge. I don't know if you ever been there. They're so hovered over you. Of course, Hammerstein Ballroom is bigger, but yeah, the crowd's always great, and it always seems the same type of reaction, rapid fire, and every time we go there, we get that crowd, and that's just like Philadelphia when we get that Philly crowd. They're always loud. They're always good.
Now, Tony Mamaluke was also on that NXT episode. When was the last time you saw him, and was he going to be maybe possibly in action as well?
When they first called us, they threw a few different ideas around and they first make sure we're all healthy and we're able to wrestle and stuff like that. And then that was really it. Then they got back to us a couple weeks later because they got together to think about what they were going to do. Um, so, uh, so there was a few different ideas floating around, but that's what they had for him that night. So he was happy to be back. Tony, I see a lot. Me and Tony do autograph signing. We just did one a couple of months ago. Then we did a couple of shows together before that. So I still see Tony. I see Tony
Nice.
around. Not every day,
Right.
but 10, 12 times a year. That's one time a month somewhere out and about. So, and I've been seeing Big Sal lately. So it's like the FBI group. There's all these different characters I got all over the place. I'm just meeting up with and doing different things with.
That's amazing. You still see Big Sally Gratiano.
Yeah, me, him, and Tony just did something, and Vito, Big Vito was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we all just did it. That was the thing in Charlotte. There was a big convention.
Oh, recently, yeah. It seems like every month there's new conventions. First it was like WrestleCade, and you had WrestleFest, WrestleCon, and now everyone just because
The big event.
wrestling is the biggest it's ever been business wise right now, money wise. Attitude Era with ECW, WCW, WWE. That was I could go to a gas station and find a wrestling T-shirt. In today's world, more money is being made because more organizations exist. I feel like for a lot of wrestling fans. But before I let you go, one final question. I noticed this recently, and I can't believe it. Have you never been in a WWE 2K video game?
I've never been in a video game. I got many of action figures that they made of me for whatever reason. They never put the FBI or me singly. I'm very surprised. I mean, for 2 years, I guess it was, we worked all top angles with like Taker and Brock Lesnar and with Kurt Angle. We did a lot of fashion stuff and taking everybody out. We had the hit list. We did stuff with Benoit, Guerrero. They never put me in a game. They never put me in a game. I hear some ruckers online. People are saying that same thing what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they have not ever put me in a game. I'm in the two ECW games that came out, Hardcore Revolution,
Yeah. I
and
think
then one more when that's when in the '90s though. That was
yeah, Anarchy Rules, I think was the other one.
Anarchy Rule. There it is. But no, for whatever reason, I don't know how we got bypassed, but they never put us in a game. It
So,
sucks.
do you? I guess one last question, then we'll wrap it up. Do you have a Legends contract or ever been offered a Legends contract? Because I know like other wrestlers get that, and then they get in the video games, and they get the T-shirts and all that stuff again.
No, they never offered me a Legends contract.
Well, that's to
There's
them.
they get. I am in a game supposedly coming out. I don't know if it's still around. That was a virtual basement. It's
Oh
supposed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's being made. I know I'm on the roster there, and I signed a contract, and we have a little deal, and that's it. We'll see if it comes out. If hopefully it comes out.
Well, hopefully 2K also realizes their mistakes and puts you in and Tony and Sally and you get everybody, get them all. Tracy Smothers, LT Smith, throw them all in.
Believe me,
AT Smith.
I've been hearing it for years. I think I would get downloaded, or even if you put me in, it don't matter. But no, it doesn't matter. I mean, but I think people would download it, or sometimes you could be put in as a download, right?
Yep.
And some put in as a regular character where you're on the game.
Yep.
There must be a difference, but whatever it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is, but on November 24th, we'll get to see you in action at Pro Wrestling Magic. And of course, more events coming up this year and next year, showcasing your skills in the ring. It was so great to see you on NXT, and I'm so happy Tony D got his dream come true by getting in the ring with you. But again, I want to say thank you so much. If no one knows, we had a little technical difficulties before this started, but we pulled it off because that's what we do here, folks, on 10 Count Media. I'm Steve Fall. He's Nunzio. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.